So looks like that we're going to be continuing today. Um, there are distractions here because I'm sitting next to the parking lot and like a coffee bar area. So people are coming and some people, they are quite loud. So it's difficult to record these things just yet. So anyway, I left at things if you want to do them properly, which I think you should and fully, they require some how to say, like some work, some time. They say there's to become an expert it takes like 10,000 hours or something like that. And there's a wisdom to that because you really internalize the knowledge, you really understand deeply. So it's like that with everything, and also meditation. So I said it's definitely needed to explain how to meditate correctly. And there are different types of meditation, but and they're good for many reasons. Some of them are more focus oriented, some of them more being more aware of who you are beyond the mind and body. And this, I think, I would say the deepest, because realizing who you are, that's kind of the ultimate, because well, they call it enlightenment, and there's a reason for that. And you really get a in-depth knowledge, experiential knowledge. Oh, what is it all about? But anyway, there are many types of meditations, and I've seen like they feed you into each other sometimes, because if you focus on something, you're kind of like making your mind sharper. It can be useful in also the other types of meditation that are more like, spaciousness. They're more, the opposite of focus. So I'll be doing more of this, but at this point, I would just like to say that you have to start simple, because there are some of the meditations can be more advanced, and if you don't have the foundation basics, you'll miss out. You'll be again going into this Dunning, what is it, a Kruger effect. Let me check if it's like, I think it's like that, yeah. But nevertheless, you'll not Dunning Kruger, yeah. And if you'll not do it accurately, and why it matters is because you will not get the results. Then what's the point of doing things? I mean, if you're enjoying it, good, but if you're enjoying it and getting results and changes you want, I reckon that's better. So I definitely been doing many things with thinking I'm knowing, and I know things. I'm sure that I do even this to some degree, but you have to start somewhere. But I do feel I have enough knowledge to explain a few things, or if nothing else, to share and make it like a diary for me of what I'm doing and keeping myself, in check, which why this challenge was made partially as well. So anyway, for the meditation, I would recommend really keeping it simple. And I like the one that's most common is the focusing on breath. Now, some people are, oh, it's breath, boring, whatever. They might think that. I don't know who you are that I'm addressing. Probably there are different types of people and different levels, and it's difficult then to address everyone. But I will say foundations never hurt anybody, and if I explain the breath meditation, I think it's beneficial, and even experts can do it, and you don't have to overcomplicate and make it worthwhile for you. There might be more distractions, but let's see if we can battle through. So for the breath, the simple thing is like you can just first try to observe it on the nostrils, just how the wind touches your nostrils. You can also observe it in how your belly is rising. You can pick what symbolizes a breath for you the most. There's no right or wrong here, okay? Just go with it and just pick something that symbolizes a breath, and just see if you can not push the breath, but just let it happen, because it will happen automatically. You don't have to do it. which might be a realization for you, or if you're further along, how it goes. And when the breath just happens, you just focus on following its movement, and just stay with that. And what that does is it takes you out of distractions and gets you into the one stream of thinking. And then if you go beyond that, observing. A lot of times we think we are observing, but we are just thinking with our mind. Later on, you'll see that it's completely different thing. Obviously, if you know these things, you'll still get a benefit from this practice. And just follow it, and you will see what kind of results you get. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is actually the last thing that I mentioned in the previous video, is the attachment to our goal, to our way. And I've noticed this today because I really wanted to achieve certain state, because I know it feels great. And suddenly I became aware I could not do it. I was getting so angry, There's like, you're meant to observe the anger, and I just could not snap out of it, But just as I stayed with it, almost like unwillingly, but I just persisted more than it was required with the observation, something just like cracked. And on the other side, there was so it's almost like you're reaching the limits of your mind, and then when you go past it, you can look back, and there's a realization which happens. This is kind of describing it like a very short moment which just happens. And I've noticed that how attachment to result, winning in my case, prevented me, first of all, to achieve it, and second of all, to enjoy the process. Because if you look at it, even what we're doing here in this live, if you're just forcing, what's the point of it? Okay, you achieve this for a certain reason, to feel good, about it. And if it's short, it's very short, you'll need another thing. So you'll be ending up chasing things and never really enjoying things. And if we are here for the experience, which we are, is very important that we actually not just what you do, but how you do it. They say the fragrance, or the notion, the way you do things. And it made whole difference with me achieving things, because when I got the realization, I was able to appreciate it, and everything just gets enhanced, which I will assign and to the meditation, because as you do it more of these moments will happen, and it just feels amazing. And I'm actually kind of excited to see where the day goes. Even though I realize this is not the best video that you could do, but I think the content matters. And I wanted to, like I said at the beginning of this challenge and this channel, I want to keep it raw. Let's see how life actually looks like, not just everything made perfect like on a movie. I think it's actually, I don't know if there's really I'm sure there's some benefits, but I feel like this rawness is well, if not better, definitely needed. So anyway, that much for today, and it's been like 2-part video. I'll leave it at that, and yeah, see you the next time.